mission, Christian mission. Is you really living with no sinning? You ain't been to church since Christmas. Do you really practice what you preaching?
Welcome to the Faith and Culture Podcast. I'm your host, Chase Anderson. And today we got a very, very special guest. I am honored. I am blessed. I am thrilled to have this young man on this platform. Ladies and gentlemen, Waka Flocka.
Thanks for having me, man.
What's going on, boss?
I'm trying to figure out why you want to interview me.
We're going to get to it. Well, good, man. Let's get into it. Bro, I wanted to ask you, where's Waka right now?
Where's Waka right now?
Where's Waka right now? Now, we're going to stay back from a long career, over a decade.
Yeah.
Between then and now, where is Waka? Spiritually, mentally?
Where's Joaquin? You know, I had to think, they call me these things, they say Geminis. You know, they got zodiac signs. And I started feeding this person that everybody created in the world, Waka Flocka Flame. And I was actually feeding that person, and I forgot who was Waka. You know what I'm saying? And who was Joaquin. And now I got to be the husband and the father and the friend and the role model, etc., the son, the brother, you know what I'm saying, the uncle. I just say where's Joaquin? Like, where I'm at in all this is like, I have to put it all in one and not try to wear all these faces. Because I had to realize, man, I wasn't doing it for credit. I was doing it because I genuinely wanted to do that. I thought that to me, that's the right way of living for me. And where I'm at now is just...
What was the right way of living?
The right way of living is just be real. You know what I'm saying? Live your real. And my real is just honest. So when you live your real, be honest with it, then it's real to everybody. But if you live in your real without honesty, it's selfish. You know what I'm saying? It could do damage on people. So for me, the Waka today, man, I don't want to be accepted by. I don't want nobody accepting. You know what I'm saying? Like acceptance. Like I don't.
So you're not looking for nobody else's approval? What you're saying?
I'm not, man. I got the creator's approval.
I will say this: when you came in the game, especially during a time, you had the J. Cole's, you had the Wale's coming out, you had the Lupe's who just was on fire. You stood to your truth.
Yeah.
And you made the music that you wanted to make.
Yeah. Because those was the people I was rapping for and coming from was like the people they call statistics. You know what I'm saying? They just like to market to the ones that's black. But I actually came around some ghetto ass white boys.
Oh, okay.
That sold crack, powder, heroin, ice. Same as Indians. There was Cambodians doing it. There was Mexicans doing it. There was blacks doing it. Like everybody was doing it. Like that was like it was normal to me.
Because it seems like you have an open personality, not just, you know what I'm saying, this stereotype hood figure like you.
No, I'm hood. I'm hood to the T. But
you get it though.
I'm high class though.
But you get it though. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely.
Like when you did,
I get why.
You get why.
I get why. Like that's what saved me.
When I saw you doing the fraternity circuit, I was like, this brother gets it.
Yeah.
There was many parties that used to come in. I used to see you come through and whatnot. I said, this brother gets it. And not a lot of hip hop artists even traveled that realm as far as the Greek and the fraternity circuit and market as far as doing shows. But you did it and you embraced and you solidified yourself and established yourself in that market, in that community, especially amongst young white,
college kids and foreigners.
That too.
To me, it's more international in what they call white America. I like saying light America because white don't exist as a race. I don't like using race or nothing because race is a competition, so it'll never be equality in race because the race is for the person that wins number one and number two and number three and etc. So that whole theology right there is just a challenge.
So do you feel like every man, every person on this earth has an equal opportunity?
Before human, it was humans. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just say beings, man. Gotcha. That's it, man. It's good energy and it's just bad energy.
Gotcha.
That's how I feel it. And that's how I'm rocking out. And my gut tells me everything. That's why I like keeping it as clean as possible. So, and it might just sound corny, lying this, but I'm not saying all this because I'm gonna wear one robe for the rest of my life and just sit on the hills and read books all day. I'm still gonna be who I am, but the way I think is definitely gonna change. And people around gotta change. And if they don't, then the Waka, just to answer your question, the Waka today, the difference between Waka today and Waka then is I don't feel bad for leaving people behind. No. Now this is different. See, I don't want to rekindle old friendships. I don't want to retract old situations, and it's old.
Do you believe that you can forgive someone or being forgiven by someone, and still have dealings with them, still interact with them, still have a conversation with them, or even do business with them? Let's
me playing God. To answer that,
let me ask you this. Let's say someone you had a bad deal, a bad business deal going wrong, right? Mm-hmm. And then years came in, and then that opportunity or that person resurfaced wanting to do business. However, this time around, this person is really genuine and really about doing straight up business and seeing the success for both parties. Are you with or against that? Are you for that or against that? Now, mind you, these people have wronged you. They've wronged you.
Okay.
Are you able to see the trust after betrayal?
I'm already doing it. The difference between this time is I trust myself. I'm not going in blindly. You get what I'm saying? I do it all the time, man. Too many people betray me. I still smile and laugh and trust and love their kids and like. But it is what it is, though. You know, for me, you expose that part of your character. So it's things in my life that I'm not going to introduce you to. And you should feel the same way. You know what I'm saying? But what I don't want people to feel like it's a threat. Because it's not a threat. Like to me, that was the immature me when I didn't know how to outthink it, the situation. Now it's like, you can steal from me today. I'll be like, oh, yo, he a thief or she's a thief. That's the old me. The new me be like, that mother effer done really outsmarted me, man. Like, how he outsmart me? Like, how she outsmart me? So when I start thinking like that, I start manifesting different like cells, and my body started changing. My body started thinking different. Like, hold on, Waka, don't let nobody outsmart you. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like run that fade back. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Run that fade back. Okay, I feel you.
You got it. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of them guys I could take a L.
I feel you.
But I'm letting you know I come back.
So let me ask you, do you feel like you accomplished what you set for?
It's funny that you about to say that because I know what you about to say. So, but go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I want you to ask the question.
Do you feel like that you've accomplished as far as, let's say, music goes? Do you feel like the albums, the projects, do you feel like that's where, okay, you know what, they know me, I know me, this is who I am? Not saying that you can't evolve and make different music, but do you feel like, okay, Waka's, that's Waka. That's okay.
I never had feelings with music anyway. For me doing music, I just wanted to learn the business because I started a business with a friend. Not like a Gucci was like a friend, a real like older friend. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't nothing else different. And my mother, and I did it for my mother. I did it for my brothers. I did it for people in my hood. And I just did it for me in life because I just wanted to do something different. That's why I chose to listen to my mother. My mother's like, Waka, I want you to go on a road with Gucci. I'm like, I'm not going on a road with him.
Was this before the big Gucci?
Gucci he was local. He was a local rapper. He was local there. And that was like before, when I went with him, something just told me in my head, like, yo, Waka, this is like your only second chance at life. You just got out of jail. You have so much beef. Literally, the month before that, I was in like, I might be exaggerating, I probably was in like 5 to 7 shootouts. I could never forget that. And somebody came to my house and put a tech in my face and a gun jam.
Jesus.
So I was at war, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting locked up for like a possession of a firearm, supposedly, and things like that. And so when I get out, Gucci come around because my mother used to do like the community events like Ludacris and these guys and this and this. So she called me like, Waka, what do you think about Gucci Mane and Jeezy? I'm like, Young Jeezy. I'm like, what? What are you doing talking about these rappers? It's like your mom said rappers. And then it happened from there. So when I got around him, it gave me an opportunity to become a businessman. But people didn't know that in the inside of me because I ain't think that was cool. I ain't think that I could just pop out and try to be smart because I knew I wasn't smart enough to play the role, but I was smart enough to sit back and watch everybody else play the role. Watch all their flaws and they pros and they cons, basically. I'm like, oh, this is their methods. Okay, I like that. I would have did it this way, but every time I try to voice my opinion, they like shut me down. Like, oh, you young, he wild, he this. So I seen they had that stigma over me. So I'm just like, dang, what could I do? All right, so that made me think about, I'll start looking at Gucci career. And at the time, I started seeing Gucci, he was just he was broken. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, how is he broken up? And then I started seeing how he grew up. I started seeing who was his family members. I started seeing his siblings. I started seeing his friends. And I'm like, but this man went to college. He like a genius on paper. Like, what happened? Like, why he go this way? And that's what led me to being like, yo, he never had a real friend. Wow. So for me as a young kid, I'm infiltrator. So I'm like, okay, let me get him to know that I'm real. Now when he do that, because I know how to crank it up. I mean, stuff up. I know how to pack a room out. Yeah. It's just legit. So I'm like, okay, it's gonna start with us. And when it started there, that's what led me to go into his music. I'm like, yo, his music is good. Yeah. But what's the problem? The problem was that he couldn't match the energy of his records. You see what I'm saying?
As far as what? As far as
performance.
Okay.
And at the time, where I'm from in Clayton County, all we was energy. Everybody got dreads, everybody shaking on, everybody pushing, everybody doing all this, right? Yeah. So I was just like, one show, it was a club called Trap House on the east side of Atlanta. And we went. I probably was like 50 of us. This one we had like high school, but it was just real. It was just real. It's nothing to brag about. I'm telling you. I don't know how I made it out of that.
But God,
you know what I'm saying? But we'll get to it. So when I got me and my mans, we was all there. We ended up getting into a fight, you know what I'm saying? But we were turned up, like Brick Squad. How people say Brick Squad turned up. So Gucci's show was crazy though. So I'm not knowing this. I go home. Like I ain't even go with Gucci because I ended up going with some of my mans because it was just real. You know what I mean? It was just super real. So I'm like, all right, man, I see you at the crib, whatever. Gucci had his friends. They older than me. So I don't know. I don't even know these guys.
When did you meet Gucci? For those who don't, when did you meet? Like,
probably like 2007, 6, 5. I don't know. Anywhere from 6 to 5 to 7. One of them years.
Okay.
05, 07.
I could continue. My bad. I just want to.
Yeah. So I get home. My mother's like, "Yo, the promoters is calling my phone crazy." I'm like, "What? What happened?" You know what I'm saying? What they knew what happened in the parking lot, like stuff like this. I was looking at her like, yo, she be doing too much. But she was like, nah, they love the show.
Shout out to Debbie, by the way.
Shout out to my mother.
Shout out to your mother.
Watch this though, bro. All my life, bro, the people crown me for everything. I never tried to walk into no position. So it's like, yo, Gucci show was crazy. He had his hype man with him. I'm like, hype man? What's a hype man? They was talking about me. They was like, yo, she was like, Waka, you was just lit on stage. And they was showing like camera me shaking my dread. Gucci was rapping. I'm like,
back for the mic.
When Gucci was rapping, I was like, yo, this is my new job. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, I got a new job. So next thing you know, I just jumped on the road right then and there. Every show he had from that day forward, when I heard that, I'm just like, and it was lit. And about another show or two went by, we just started bonding. He started realizing like I was the young guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? And he was the older guy. So I'm like, yo, forget it, nigga. We so icy boys. It's over. You know what I'm saying? We were so icy. That's where tattoos come from. We was all so icy boys. And it came from there. And I got on the road. I started noticing. My brother was signed to him. My cousin was signed to him. He had another artist, Juice, from his hood signed to him. I was just watching like a guy become a CEO. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I started seeing like the ground of this. I wouldn't dare tell everything in the back to discredit him or even belittle the situation. But just know I seen a lot. And then from there, I grew from a hype man. I started seeing like, dang, he a star. Man, he can't be carrying no bags. Hey, I got your bags, bro.
Yeah.
At the same time, I got 2 guns on me. I'm hype manning, guns on me.
Shooter.
Then I'm, whatever they want to call it. Then I'm gonna grab these bags. You hear niggas
Definitely not condoning that.
I hear like people talking about, oh boy, they be like walking to grab Gucci bag. I'm like, man, say it to my face, bro. You know I'm gonna take you up out of here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go see Satan.
Yeah.
That's only the devil talking against what God got going on.
Yeah.
So now from there, I start watching from being a hype man to like an assistant, kind of, because I was just doing it. You know what I'm saying? And everything. But in the hood, we'll call that a do boy. But for me, I ain't got no ego. I know I'm not a do boy. You get me?
You know what's crazy that you said it, and I respect
and a
that.
hype man, they call it a follower.
Yeah.
But really, bro, we really should be doing it because we learning roles, right? So I came from the follower, what they'll call, as a hype man, and a do boy, as they call, as an assistant. Now, the assistant role rolled out to I had an Uncle G boy that was on the road. And he was the road manager. But then I didn't know what the road manager was then. Then they start naming. I'm like, okay. I start following what he did. I'm like, wow, okay. This what he do. So I could be a road manager too. So I could be a road manager, assistant, and a hype man. Boom. Then I started noticing you gotta do travel. So I could be a travel agency. So I'm like, dang, bro, I'm learning mad trades in 1 year. At the same token, I'm playing security.
Oh wow, yeah.
So I got all these trades in one. So now, being a hype man, I start learning the gestures I end up learning how to be a rapper without knowing the words. You know what I'm saying? I learned everything a rapper's supposed to have in the very beginning. I didn't learn what the labels knew, but on an independent scale, I knew everything. And on the back end, my mother, that's how I knew the business. Yeah. I seen how my mother ran the office. I seen who she hired. I seen their positions. I seen who slacked, lacked, et cetera, et cetera. So I was just learning the whole business. That was my whole idea of doing it. I'm like, yo, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna learn everybody's position around us so we could just cut everybody that's basically stealing, grimy, and XYZ. But the problem was Gucci was going to jail a lot.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like,
you know, I had some money invested into a show with Gucci, and this is like we're selling pre-sale tickets are through the roof, and then right before the day of the show, matter of fact, he does a video drop for my show. It was South Carolina versus Auburn University, and right before the show happens, he winds up, going to jail.
Yeah, it's crazy. So with him going to jail, right? Mind you, this stuff I'm telling y'all, bro, it happens in like the span of a year and a half, if that, if even two. Yo, bro, he went to jail. I'm like, yo, people think I'm famous, bro, around like locally. Like we think we rich. Like, we locally famous and rich. I'm already was who I was before from Street Ties. Yeah. It just got even bigger. So now I got friends that rap. They want to rap. It's all kind of stuff coming at me. Mind you, I'm in the 20s. I'm young. I'm a young boy. Like I can't even handle all this, but I can handle this. Cause I couldn't think like I can't handle this. I was like, nah, Waka, it wouldn't even be on your plate if you couldn't. You better figure it out. Yeah. Cause either you at the table sitting down or you on the menu. And for the first time, I ain't feel like I was on the menu. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I'm creating the scenery right now. So Goose went to jail. He had to do like 6 to 8 months. 6 months to a year. It left me in a limbo. Like for the first 3 months, I couldn't do nothing. I'm gonna keep it real. I was selling weed. I couldn't sell no weed. My face was hot. Couldn't hit no jugs, no licks.
So you were almost like forced into the scene.
I was forced to be a good guy.
Gotcha.
Because I ain't know, like, literally, I was just being real. I was just forced. I wasn't even forced. I was given a choice for the first time in my life. Mm-hmm. That's what it was. I was given a choice, like, Waka, either you could, I found out the difference between a gift from the devil and a gift from God. So I started learning, like, I was getting gifts my whole life, and the devil was giving up, thanking God the whole time. The devil was throwing these gifts. Yeah. Like, it was sick. I learned that as young age.
It could definitely mislead you, too.
I was 100% misled. You misled because you grew up off a lie. So right then and there, it's you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you got to think, man, growing up being a young black kid, the last thing you could do is be soft, cry. You have to be tough. You have to have, like, gator skin. That's immediately.
I'm glad you said that because a couple of episodes ago, I did an episode about dealing with mental illness, anxiety, depression, and so forth. And I bring this up now. It's funny because I got a hood back where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? We grew up on the part of town where we had our rival on the other side of town. But I grew up in my come up was my mom didn't want me out there fighting. However, all my homies was banging and doing their thing. I grew up in that. You see what I'm saying? But I wasn't about that. Not because I was scared or whatever. Not because I was afraid or whatever. Because I just didn't see the point of violence. You see what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna front. That's how I was. But in the same token, man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I was enjoying punishing people that think they could put me on punishment. Like, I literally enjoyed it. It was like fighting demons. I was so into like video games and stuff, because I'm into like Zelda. So I'm adventurous as ever. So it felt like a one big game to me.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like, it didn't even feel like life. I don't even know what it felt like living until music came around.
So,
or playing basketball. That's what I thought life was.
Do you feel that contributed to? Do you feel that contributes to some of our young black males that deal with depression because they're not able to express themselves as a man, a young man should?
Honestly, I don't know. I couldn't even answer that. I just know my experience. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm telling you, one of the biggest problems in the world is growing up in a house without both parents. It's deadly, bro. Not having a dad, bro. If I had a father, imagine where I'd be. Like a father that could be in my life. Like, my father's taken out of my life trying to provide for me, so I can never be mad at him for that. Like, I love him to death for that. Like, that just the theology of knowing that he put his life on a line just to see his kids smile to see another day. Because I had a great father, by the way. That right there, volume. Like, literally volume. I could never be a poor excuse for a father ever in my life. Knowing that the man that created me put his life on a line to live for me.
Provide for
when my father's in jail, when he was sick, he died of cancer. They used to make him walk. I read his transcript. They made him walk 2 miles to the hospital. Just to know I had a father that was that strong.
Wait. Made him walk?
His story is
walk to the hospital. What do you mean?
Like I just said, it's the unspoken. It'll be light in a minute. But just to know I had a father that strong, and I got a mother that strong, it's impossible for me to be weak. Impossible. I figured that my father used his strengths in the wrong way, in a physical way, rather than a mental way. But I took the mental approach.
Do you feel like you have to always be strong, always be on go? Do you ever take time for yourself to just unpack and talk?
Yeah,
and
always. But you gotta think, man. I'm not coming from a family that know how to unwind and talk, and I come from a family that
most black families don't. Man. Most black families don't. I preach that all the time.
Most black families and most families in America. Let's not just make it a black thing. This is an American thing.
That's facts.
Man.
That's facts.
Like, everybody just, you know what I learned, man, about like living in America, man? All the bad stuff, it says black. No, bro, we all like that. Like, I know everybody in every nationality. They don't know how to talk to each other. Not in 2021. That ain't happening. No, sir. So for me, I had to learn the things that my family didn't teach me or didn't know, and I couldn't fault them for it. And I'm still learning. Like, I got little cousins that grew up, and I'm like, yo, who? It's sick. It's either I choose to live the whatever way that people want to call it, or I go find truth.
So what prompts you to get your doctorate? Speaking about education and learning, what prompts you to get your doctorate in humanitarian?
My apostle, man, my dean, Bridget. Shout out to the apostle. I didn't even know that was a degree.
Yeah. That's dope.
I just lived that out.
That's dope, by the way.
I didn't even like people, how he get that in. Just so
I ain't gonna lie, I was surprised. I seen that come on the news feed. I said, Waka got his degree. I said, no excuse.
I got more degrees than that.
Oh, word.
They're just not televised. It's like, but for me, bro, I'm doing this because it makes me happy.
And
I'm not doing this because it makes anybody in the world happy. Like, when people talk to me, bro, I literally stayed broke for years to prove to myself that money don't make me happy.